What's up everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Nour Trades and today I bring you another special video, the Sunday stock watch list, where I give you all the A+ setups that I like this week, all the setups that I don't, you know, everything happening economically, who's speaking, who's not, and even the earnings that's happening the last week, I believe, of earnings. We've had all the big companies report. This week we have a lot of, you know, smaller companies, but these are, you know, pretty big companies as of late since the pandemic, so it'll be very interesting to go over it as a group. So before we go ahead and start this video, hit that like button, subscribe, comment down below what other videos you'd like to see on this channel. Comment down, you know, what other stocks are you looking at this week? This week is more of like, how do I explain it? Stocks you don't usually see on my watch list. I'm cycling some things out. You know, there wasn't much on my watch list to begin with last night. I only had AMZN, Roku, and then I added a few more today that you'll see. We'll talk about it, but make sure you hit that like button. I'll wait for you guys to do that. All right, go ahead. And as you can see, I'm in a hotel room. I'm currently in Dubai. I'm vlogging for you guys. So if this video gets 200 likes, I'll make sure you guys get this vlog. If it doesn't, you know, I'll hold off and do this again. But 200 likes, I'll bring you guys this vlog as soon as it's ready. Gotta send it to my editor, of course. And, you know, what other videos? I was gonna do the watch video. You guys will probably have that watch video. We'll talk about it more though. So yeah, you'll get the vlog. I'm currently in Dubai. Last week you guys missed that Sunday stock watch list, but it was such a crazy week from the previous Sunday stock watch list that I expected a lot of you to kill it. But let's go ahead and start. Hopefully this Wi-Fi lets me upload this tonight. If you get this, then you get this. If you don't, this video is going in the garbage. But here we are. This is the schedule for this week. I give you guys this every week so you know who's speaking, who's not. Sometimes when the Fed's speaking or, you know, someone important is speaking, you don't really want to be trading during it, especially, you know, Powell. You know, you have Raphael speaking Monday. You have Thomas speaking Monday. Wednesday, you have a few people speaking. Thursday, you guys know, jobless claims. Friday, not really much going on Friday. Last week was pretty big. But we have a treasury statement at 2 p.m. on Wednesday. That'll be important. And that's scheduled. A clear picture will be on my Instagram. I have 3 Instagrams, Nour Trades, Trade Like Nour, and StockHours. It'll be on Trade Like Nour because that's my trading page. Now we have earnings. Blurry pick again. It'll be on Trade Like Nour, clear picture. Make sure you save that to your phone. But look, like I said, the trade desk is one of those big ones that emerged during the, you know, pandemic. AMC, Smile, Chegg, Dish, these are all companies you guys like to play. Tyson, you know, and don't sleep on trade desk. This likes to move on Urbix. I'm gonna probably pronounce this wrong, and a lot of comments are gonna come in. Fubo or Fubo, whatever. That's a big one for you guys. I don't really trade it. Coinbase reports on Tuesday. You know, Upstart reports Tuesday. What else reports Tuesday that I personally look at? I mean, Pushmark, nothing really. Neo reports Wednesday. That's a big one for you guys. eBay, you know, Blink, Target, Bumble reports Wednesday. Thursday, you have Plantier. This is a stock that you guys never stop asking me questions about. So I definitely know this one. Another one I like to pronounce wrong, Baidu, Wish, Airbnb on Thursday. What's going on here? DoorDash is Thursday. Friday, nothing that I personally look at. I don't know if you guys like anything on Friday, but yo, there's a lot of, you know, decent stocks reporting this week. And the best thing about it, if the stocks that we normally trade are kind of dead this week, which it may be because last week was on the verge of dead. Luckily, you know, I was I happened to navigate through the market. I don't know if you guys follow me, but, you know, this will be a substitute. So let's go ahead and talk about my watch list for this week. Since I didn't have a watch list for last week, there's nothing really to talk about for last week. Amazon. This had earnings. It was catastrophic. So if you had puts, congrats. That went crazy. On the upside, I am watching the 3,400 break for the gap fill. This is a big gap, so you know, you guys know gaps can fill very quickly. I don't know how long this is going to take to fill. Amazon does like to move. The gap's to 35.80-ish, 35.83. It starts at 3,400. From there, we have room to 30, you know, 580, whatever the case may be. But Amazon broke a trend that it's been holding for the last 3 years, which I kind of find, you know, not so healthy for this chart, even though it happened on earnings, not from, you know, a technical, you know, support break or whatever. Look, you guys can see this started, is this the, yeah, this is, so yeah, it started here. You can say the trend started here. We'll just say it started in 2020. What is that, March 16th? This has been holding. You guys can see it's hugging support. It makes new highs, but it's hugging support, made new high, hugging nah, that broke. That was earnings. So from a technical point on the uptrend, it did happen on earnings, so it's a little different, but it did break at the end of the day and the candle closed below. But you could get a relief rally. A relief rally doesn't mean the stock has to necessarily come back to the all-time highs. It's just, you know, since it's oversold, it could come back. But we are creating an H here, and it does look good to the downside as well. So we have 3,400 for the gap fill to the upside. But if I put this on the 4 hour, you guys can see this is holding 3,300. We kind of tested it twice here, and we just haven't broke below. 3,300 breaks, we're gonna have a nice consolidation break to the downside. And if the market sentiment is in my favor to the downside, I'm gonna have a very clean play on Amazon, and these contracts like to move, especially towards the end of the week. So that's Amazon, 3,400 upside, 3,300 downside. That's what I'm watching. ZM, a lot of people don't see this right now, but we are currently hugging an uptrend here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 times we've touched this point on this uptrend. Now, are we going to break to the downside? We'll find out. I don't like to guess. I'm not going to take a trade just because I think it's going to break to the downside. But if the sentiment is in my favor and this ends up breaking, this is something I want to look at when it comes down to the downside. As far as the upside, if we do bounce, I will be watching 406, especially with this whole new, you know, Delta, COVID coming back and all that good stuff. If we do bounce, which historically, what the chart is telling me, it is going to bounce, right? But at any time it can break through. So if we do bounce, I am watching 406 to the upside. And then from there, it's going to be a pretty easy run to 420. So that's ZM. Roku. Roku had some devastating earnings. To me, they were great. I listened to the CEO. They were up 18% while live television was down 18% for the year. Roku had some good earnings. Investors didn't like what they heard, I guess. And, you know, we ended up, well, growth slowed down a little bit. But, you know, Roku had some great earnings. I am watching this to the downside. 378 is my level to the downside. If we end up breaking that, I will be watching 370. And then the bottom of this trend, you guys can see, at 360. So that's Roku for me. That's what I'm watching. Snow, this wasn't on my watch list last night, but I did end up throwing it there because it's not that far away. I just didn't think it was that close. I'm watching 285 to the upside. 285.80 was the high or whatever, but I can use 285 depending on how it gets there. So if we break 285, I will be watching 295, 290, 295, and then obviously 300 for that possible squeeze there. I had some crazy plays on this Sunday stock watch list, and I uploaded it to Instagram. I caught like 250% plays on Snow within the last week or two. And they were all uploaded for you guys. So Snow, watching 285 or 285.80, depending on what that high was and how we get there. But that's Snow. NVIDIA. What are we on? 8 minutes? All right, good. NVIDIA, I don't think we get there this week. I threw it on there just in case. But the high here is 209.19, and then that big wall will be at 210. But if you put this on the 1 year, this could be a cup and handle here. So if we do end up rejecting and coming down below 200, it won't be bad. It won't be like a double top. It could be a double top, obviously. But I don't think it will, depending on, you know, what the sentiment of the market is. But we can easily cup and handle and come back and break that 209, which would be a better setup to me because it'll make the break that much smoother. So that's NVIDIA. That could be a double top, but that's what I'm looking at for the upside. Shopify is on the verge of not looking too hot, or it is already not looking too hot. You can see the uptrend is broken here, and we're kind of just consolidating. You know, and even if I put this on the 4 hour, we have this latest uptrend that it's going on. It broke again. You know, this with a market sentiment shift, let's just say we have a big red day in the market. Shopify is usually a very high target for people, for traders. And it's crazy because their options during the week suck because there's no volume and the spreads are wild. I did catch it on Friday or Thursday when we broke that Thursday when we broke 1560 and hit 1570. I was waiting that for all week. That was even uploaded to my Instagram and Twitter. If you missed that, that was like a 30% play. But for the downside, I will be watching 1500, and then that 1490 level will be important. As soon as we break that, I think with market sentiment in my favor, this is easily a trade that can go below 1450. Hood, you don't usually see me trading stocks like this, but this just had a recent IPO. You guys can see it's in this wedge. It's on the 15 minutes, so it's not a big time frame or whatever. And we just kind of rejected off the 60 break. The high we made was like 60.83. I will be watching that 61 break and see if we can get a squeeze, because you know this is something that is relatively new. Retail traders are all over this, especially new traders. They love shit like this. Especially, look at this, the first week, $35 and then up to 85. Look at the squeeze. So I'll be watching it just because I wanted to bring it up so you guys can see what's going on here, especially if you're the one that likes these types of stocks. Airbnb has earnings this week. I usually don't put these on the watch list, but if I put this on, let me see, is it the 1 year for me? Yeah, the 1 year. You guys can see this downtrend broke, right? And we're kind of just right there at 150. I'm looking at that 150 break. I have to watch these contracts and see if they're even gonna pay. If it's not even worth it, I won't even play it because I'll only be playing it for a couple points anyways, up to like, you know, 153 just for that scalp. And then after earnings, I'll definitely be all over this because these contracts do like to move. It's just this week they have earnings, so if these contracts are not paying me a nice percentage on, you know, certain moves, then it won't be worth it until after earnings. So that's just something I'm looking at for you guys. This one's an actual play that I was looking at and didn't remember until right before I was about to make this video. So now, Snap had obviously phenomenal earnings. They killed it. Now let me show you what I'm looking at here. This 80 area, it's just struggling to get up here and break through that. But if we do end up breaking, I think Snap can squeeze that day and most likely see that 83, 84 level. And you know, if we do get a phenomenal squeeze, sentiment's kind of in our favor, we could be looking at a nice squeeze to, you know, $90. So people, well, I'm watching the upside. A lot of people are watching this gap to the downside. I'm personally not, but you guys can see this has a gap from like 71.88 all the way down to that 63 level it had on earnings. I could see why you'd be looking at that, but I'm personally not going to be playing that to the downside. I don't even like playing stocks like Snap. But if it happens, it happens. But these are all the stocks on my current watch list, other than the stocks playing, the stocks reporting earnings this week that I personally like. I don't like, you know, talking about them because the levels won't matter until after earnings, anyways. But those are the stocks. Hope you guys enjoyed. If I'm missing anything, let me know in the comment section. I'll see you guys. Peace.